Terence Crawford versus Julius Indongo. Quick prediction. Julius Indongo is a 7-1 underdog in this fight. A lot of people like those odds. A lot of people are taking those odds. A lot of people are picking the upset. And I understand that. Julius Indongo is unbeaten. He's a southpaw. He's taller than Terence Crawford. He can punch. We saw that when he won the world title by knocking out the Russian guy in Russia. So we know that this guy is talented. We saw what he could do against Ricky Burns, who is a good boxer. I understand where people are coming from. But I'm not going with the upset. I'm taking Terence Crawford to win this fight on points, possibly late stoppage, but I'm more leaning towards points. Why? Because, first of all, this is in Terence Crawford's home state of Nebraska. So if the fight is close in any way on the cards, if anybody's going to get favor from the judges, you would imagine it's going to be Terence Crawford in a close fight. I would imagine that if Julius Indongo is going to win this fight on points, he's going to have to absolutely batter Terence Crawford from pillar to post in most of the rounds to be able to get the benefit of the doubt. Now, that might be a little bit cynical, but any of you who've been watching boxing for any length of time will know that hometown advantage or hometown bias is often all too real. So there's that element of it. And also, you know, Terence Crawford's not a guy who gets hit a lot when he don't want to get hit a lot. When he's being aggressive, yeah, he can get tagged. And some people may say, well, he's going to have to be aggressive against Indongo because Indongo's a big, tall southpaw, taller than he is, probably got longer arms than he does. But I don't think Indongo's as fast as Terence Crawford. And as I say, Crawford is, you know, he's fought at a much higher level, and Crawford can switch from southpaw to orthodox. How's Indongo going to cope with Crawford switch hitting? Indongo's never been in there with a guy remotely as talented as Terence Crawford thus far in his professional career. So I certainly wouldn't rule out an upset in this fight, but I'm personally not taking it. I'm sticking to my guns and I'm saying Terence Crawford wins this fight on points and becomes boxing's only current undisputed world champion. In this instance, 140 pounds. So that's my prediction, people. Drop your predictions in the comment section below. How many of you are picking the upset? Oh, sorry, how many of you are picking the upset, Julius Indongo, to win this fight? If you are picking it, why are you picking it? And how do you think it's going to come about? Is he going to outpoint Terence Crawford? Is he going to knock him out? Is he going to drop him a couple times on the way to a points victory? How's it going to happen? What have you seen before in Terence Crawford's fights which makes you think he's going to lose this fight? Now, I personally thought that he struggled for a few rounds against Thomas Delorme. I feel like he was overly cautious in that fight and it cost him some of the early rounds up until he caught Delorme. Could that be the case here with Julius Indongo? It could be. But then again, you saw him against Victor Postal, a big tall guy just like Indongo. He managed to outbox Postal from long range, use his legs very well, jump in, score heavy shots, managed to drop Postal in that fight if I'm not mistaken. So maybe he could do the same thing to Indongo. What I would say to that, again, to counter that, is Postal, to me, looked like he didn't have longer arms than Crawford, at least not significantly longer, despite the fact he was taller. Whereas Indongo looks like he does have longer arms than Crawford. So with similar tactics, will Crawford be able to pull off a similar type of victory? I'm not so sure. I do believe, even though I think Terence Crawford's going to win this fight, I do believe it's going to be one of his toughest fights of his pro career so far. Maybe his very toughest. Maybe the toughest of them all. We'll find out tomorrow night. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, people. It's happening. I'm out.